What happens if you take 50 of the same exact games to a GameStop and to a mom and pop shop to trade in? We're gonna find out. I've got 2 stacks of 50 games and they're the exact same. Outside of a couple minor differences with the NES games, but they're all the same value. You can look at these stacks closely. All of them are the exact same for the disc-based games, the PS1 games, the Skylanders, Sega Genesis. I wanted to get a good variety to give each shop the best chance. There's some good value here as well. There's some nice stuff like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Sonic 1 and 2, you know, Pokemon Pinball, some nice N64 games. This is desirable trade-in, and I want to see, you know, who's going to take what and who's going to pay the most. I've always been curious, and this is a perfect way to do it because we're giving them the same exact condition items, the same exact quantity of items, and the same exact titles outside of like 5 or 6. Stop number 1, the Mom and Pop Shop Disc Replay. It's a local chain in my area. Usually really like these stores. Who knows how the trade-in's gonna go? It's kind of been hit or miss lately, but we're gonna see. This is like my favorite location, so I have high hopes, and I kind of want to go here before getting probably let down by GameStop. We walked into Disc Replay, 50 games to trade in. They greeted us with a smile. They were really happy to receive them. This place makes an impression on you. They have good inventory. A lot of it priced a little bit higher, especially like some of the GameCube stuff. Fair prices, but not prices that I would want to pay today.
Holy cow.
Dang. I had that one once and I paid $300 for it. That was about 12 years ago.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
That's probably about what it's worth though, complete condition.
That's nuts.
But we look around, look at the high-end cases, don't see many things jumping out. Go over to check the GameCube area, the Wii area, looking at a lot of games, including Lord of the Rings. That's the one that was a solid score, 20 bucks on that one. And then Spider-Man for GameCube at 12 bucks. Found the 3DS Smash, 3DS Mario Maker for 8 bucks a piece. The Wii U Smash Bros for like 9 bucks. So just a lot of like first-party titles priced pretty low. Skyward Sword, I think, was like 9 bucks, $8.99. And then a sports game lister, FIFA 15. So we have a sports game list on our Discord, and this is one of the games on the list, and they had like 6 of them, which is weird because it's a really uncommon game. I got one of them that was complete for a really great price, and can't complain with that at all. But then as we're finding some games, Isaac comes out, the assistant manager of the store, and says he has a total for us. Says, you know, we couldn't take everything, but we were able to take most of it. So I think they took about 43 games, $83 in store credit or about 60 cash. Pretty happy with this. They took most of it. It was a good mix of stuff. They're gonna be able to do well, but $83 I think is quite fair. Solid performance out of them as far as trade credit goes. So we go to check out and ask if we can look in the back areas. Start with PS2. Find some heavy titles, including Growlancer, which is one that I've known about because I've sold it recently. 60 bucks on that is a great price tag. And then we get a couple games, kind of fill our quota to get the buy 5, get the 6th free. That's what they have at this store. And the cool thing is they had Pokemon games hidden in the back. These Pokemon games were in a controller baggie. The price tags on them are really solid, and I just learned that they were back there because they just got their batteries replaced. So these have new save batteries, very reasonably priced, $35 on Pokemon Blue. We take our games up to the cash register and find out that I have a 20% off coupon. Apparently I had 2 of them, which I don't come here very often, so that's very generous of them. And the total after credit, discounts, and everything went from like 500 down to 300, and that's a great batch of games for 300 bucks.
All right, first impressions, pretty solid and a great picking. It's really windy. Let's get some food and then give a breakdown of this.
Yes. Here's the highlights of the full pickup from Disc Replay. Some first-party titles, very notable for cheap, $7.99. Warship Gunner, kind of an uncommon complete PS2 game for $35. Lord of the Rings for $20. Spider-Man for $12. Gotta love GameCube. This is technically disc only. That's a reprinted cover art for $20. It's an okay deal. Smackdown, Here Comes the Pain. Be on the lookout. Good value to that one. FIFA 15. On the sports game list, both of these are. That is provided in Discord. $8.99. You can't go wrong for a Wii U Smash Bros. $17. Big Bolo on Guitar Hero Smash Hits for Wii. Also be on the lookout for Metallica. Growlancer, this one's worth about 100 bucks in complete condition on eBay, so 60, great deal. Mario Kart Wii, good bundler for 22. Skyward Sword for 13 is crazy to me. Same with that, complete for 13. New Super Mario Bros. And then Ruby. This was actually marked at 50, but again, I had that 20% off, so it came to 42. This was 35, the 2-in-1 combo disc. And then everything here was free. Buy 5, get the 6 free at Disc Replay. I love it. Pokemon Silver and Gold were free. This one, was marked at $8, which was acknowledged on both ends that was a mistake, but they honored the price, which is amazing. They already have new save batteries. This Sega mouse was marked at $1. That's definitely worth a lot more than that. And then that marked at $13. The price was right with the 20% off the trade-in. Everything about this store was awesome. So I'm honestly really surprised with how much they took. So there's only 9 games left. This is what they did not take, and honestly, like, I can kind of understand. Like, these are condition is kind of rough, or just really, really ultra common games that, you know, you don't really want. They took 41 out of 50. They took 82% of the games, which is a phenomenal rate in my opinion. Average of about $2 per is what they paid as far as trade credit goes. I think that's very fair. It was mostly lower end stuff. The highest they paid was $6 on one of the games, and the lowest they paid was like 10 cents. So it was a little bit of a mix. Very impressed. That store treats you right. That's Disc Replay in Livonia. If you're in the area, let them know we sent you, because I highly recommend that store. I'm not so sure I recommend the next store we're gonna go to. But before we get to GameStop, let's talk about this auction we're gonna be having on Whatnot. We have so many epic, massive, crazy auctions with giveaways. Actually, if you're watching this video on Friday, the day it came out, yesterday we gave away this PS5, this Zelda, this Donkey Kong Country, and these 10 sealed Switch games in one auction. So if you're not hanging out with us on Whatnot already, we just got our link down below upgraded to $15 credit if you use it. So get $15 credit, come hang out with us. We actually sold all these games yesterday as well. The next auction we have is gonna be for everything here, plus a lot more. This is just a start. Complete in box Zelda Ocarina, Doom 64, really nice Saturn games all complete. You've got some SNES games in the box, Metroid, NES in the box. These up here are all sealed, as are all of these. And then some nice Sega Genesis games, plus gonna be giving away these 3 sealed Switch games in that auction. All these GameCube cases we're gonna auction off as well, and there will be hundreds more games. We do fire sales all the time, 3 for $10. We put games up on this shelf and just do 3 for 10. You know, you get as many as you want. Every $10 it goes up, you get 3 new games. That's one of the fun things we do on Whatnot. Sky Guy does lots of fun things. Peter hangs out with us sometimes.
Yeah, I'm always there. It's a fun time. Sometimes I buy games, and sometimes I don't.
If we're lucky, Tina from Bob's Burgers hangs out with us.
Yeah,
Tina.
the games are pretty... What?
Stop. So we got lots of good stuff up for auction right here, but I want to show you the Buy It Now section as well, which Matt is always adding to, including right now as we speak.
Hi, Matt.
Hi.
Adding a bunch more Sega Genesis games, so those may be there. All of these are in the Buy It Nows, just added in yesterday, the last couple days. So the Buy It Nows are fresh, the deals are really good. You can check those out in our shop anytime. All of these are in the Buy It Nows as well. Now, a lot of these will likely sell because we price them aggressively to sell, but there's probably new stuff that has been added. So check out the Buy It Nows. Come hang out with us on Whatnot. We'd love to see you there. Okay, now let's go see what GameStop did for us.
Okay, we're going in. Might not be able to record, but let's see what the reaction is.
Yeah, hopefully we can at least get some audio. I was wondering if you guys buy any of this games, older games. There's some Sega Genesis, NES, PS2.
I got some bad news. Unfortunately,
Bad news.
I wouldn't be able to take most of these games, it looks like.
Okay.
Honestly, did you check this replay out?
GameStop took 2% of the games. Literally, they took one game, Red Dead Redemption. Kind of a joke. That's just kind of GameStop for you. The employee, though, phenomenal, and I would recommend this GameStop still, especially if you're trading in modern games, because I did get $6.60 for Red Dead, which is like more than it's worth for sure. So trade in your Red Dead Redemption for $3.60 there, but I wasn't entirely truthful with you guys this morning. I actually had 3 sets of 50 games. I have my suspicions that GameStop probably won't take much, and the local game shop will. So I wanted to add a third player to the mix, and that is gonna be a really solid local pawn shop, just to see if maybe they can win this little matchup.
What I'll do is just have them scan it real quick, and then...
We went in the pawn shop with our 50 games, curious to see if they would even want them. Bring them to the counter. I talked to the manager, whose name is Frankie, and he is fantastic. I asked him if he's interested in buying, and he said, "How much you want?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "Well, what are they worth?" I said, "Oh, probably $2 or $2.50. He had one of his employees check and look through to make sure, so in the meantime, he asked us if we wanted to see some really high-end Pokemon cards, and of course we said yes. He brought out a box that was probably worth tens of thousands of dollars. Amazing cards, PSA 10 Charizards everywhere, and I knew that I had to buy 3 of them. So I laid them out on the table, showed him what they're going for on eBay, and based off of that, we made a deal for $575. The eBay value was roughly $720. So he hooked it up because I made a deal in cash, basically ate the fees for him. Got 3 PSA 10 Charizards, and I'm stoked to have those in the collection. And then I knew I had to go to the game section, so we made our way over to the game section. Saw some games that usually do pretty well on Amazon. Saw the prices, brought them over, and negotiated a bit. Ended up getting the 4 games for $35. I think they'll probably be worth around $80 after fees on Amazon, so good profit there. And then last but not least, saw 2 Pokemon boxes back behind the shelf. Now this pawn shop, we've made a relationship with them, and they're cool with us going behind the counter, which is really amazing to be able to get a close look at everything. These were Gym Heroes booster boxes. Now they're empty boxes, but for the Pokemon collection, it's something that I really, really want for display. One's first edition, one is unlimited. Brought them over and made a deal, $65 for the pair, a fantastic deal since the first edition one goes for about $75 by itself. So he hooked it up, this pawn shop came through, and in the end, he gave me $100 cash for my 50 games. Frankie knows how to make it happen. It's just, sure, I'll take it all.
Yeah, why not, you know?
100% of the games taken, $100 cash. So we went from $6 at GameStop, $82, I believe, which is very strong from Just Replay, but Pawn Shop coming through, taking the victory, and it's in cash.
Yep.
Make friends.
I'm gonna have to give it right back to you because we're gonna get some stuff, I'm sure.
Exactly.
The biggest thing to me that stood out in this video was how important relationships are in the reselling business. Buying and selling, it came through with the one that I had the closest relationship to in that pawn shop. And the results surprised me. If you liked this video, YouTube thinks you're gonna like this one here, so check that one out, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya.